Yeah.
Welcome back to In Your Neighborhood. I'm your host, Sharla Brown. On today's show, we've been talking about remembering the General and, of course, being the Port Arthur General. My guest for this segment is Shirley King, the famous Shirley King.
Oh.
She's done so much in our community. Absolutely one of my role models, and excited to have her here today. Shirley, you're the chair of Remembering the General.
Yeah.
Let's talk first about what your role was and why this is so important to you with the Port Arthur General.
Well, I graduated from the General in 1958. I came here from Winnipeg, and the hospital, I had a friend that was she was already here a year ahead of me, and she expressed the idea that I should come here because it's a small hospital, and we got sort of a one-to-one training, and she was right. It was a marvelous experience for me.
So you were a nurse?
Yes.
At the hospital. And how many years did you spend at Port Arthur General?
Well, I spent 3 years after graduating, and then I spent a year nursing in St. Paul.
Okay.
And then I came back and nursed about a year. And then, of course, I met the love of my life. So
Started a family.
So, yeah, and then I worked in the family business. We had a business, so
Wonderful.
I changed courses, but
Yeah.
like I said, the nursing career was always very dear to me.
Yeah, and it's where everything kind of started
I
for you.
know.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about the monument, how the idea for this monument started.
Well, of course, when they were demolishing the General in the year 2010, I used to drive around frequently because, like I said, it was dear to me. And of course, I noticed they had the back end of it demolished, and the front part was facing the sleeping giant. And I looked up, and of course, right on the 6th floor was 3 plaques. One was G, the other was H, and in the middle was the rod of Scrapsius. And I thought, we've got to save those, you know. They've been up there for so many, 70 years. So I made my way into the construction site
I can picture it.
and asked the gentleman there if there was a possibility of getting the plaques. And he said, well, we'll see what we can do for you. So about 3 weeks later, they called and told me that they had taken the plaques down and that I should get down there and pick them up.
Wow.
So that was the start of it. And they're in excellent shape.
I bet they
Yeah,
are.
They are. But that's a long time to be up there.
Oh, yeah, for
You
sure.
want-
You
you
don't
want-
want those just to
No.
wind up. They're part of the history,
That's
you know, and I
right.
think most people who ever went to the Port Arthur Hospital, they definitely saw those
That's right.
when they were
That's
driving by or going into the building. So let's talk a little bit about the monument, where it's going to be built, what it's going to look like, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, if you want to, if anybody wants to see the monument, they can go on Google or Facebook. There's a picture on there,
Nice.
and it's going to be housed at the new regional hospital, and there's a little alcove there, right off of the cafeteria.
Right.
And they've been very, very generous at the hospital in finding a space for us. And it'll be very visible from all the floors,
Nice.
you know, and from the cafeteria. And there's a door out of the cafeteria so that if they want to walk out and maybe sit there and have lunch, we'll have benches there and that. And we
Nice.
want to dress up the area
Absolutely.
and make it special.
Yeah.
So,
And what a great place to put it, you know,
I
like it's
know.
remembering your history and your past and what got you to where you were able to start a
Well-
new chapter, right, with a new hospital.
while the regional was born out of the General Hospital in McKellar.
Right.
So it's appropriate.
Absolutely, it
Yeah.
is, for sure. So the thing is with a monument, there's always fundraising that needs to be done to make this kind of thing happen. So is there any activities that's going on that if people wanted to contribute, get involved, help in some way, what are the things that's going on?
Well, right now we're planning another event. It's just in the first phases, so I can't really give you too much description. But we have had fashion shows, and we had a night at Bite, and then we had another a night with 3 bands, and this will be along the same idea. But we still have a fair amount of fundraising to go. We're about halfway there.
Yeah. And
So-
if people just wanted to make a straight donation, is there a page that's set up for people that they
Yes.
could do that? Because I
Yeah.
think that there's a lot of people in the community that
Yes.
were impacted by the general.
That's right,
We
yeah.
talked about how many people were just born there, worked
Or
there.
past there.
That's right,
Yeah,
absolutely. So if
yeah.
somebody just wanted to make a donation to the cause, how would they go about doing that?
Well, they could go on. There's a website on at the new regional.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
we'll put it up on the screen.
yeah,
too.
you'll put it up on the screen. It's a long one, so I can't even remember it.
Right.
But if they do want to get in touch with me, they could email me
Yeah,
at skingshirley@gmail.com.
okay.
And I have had people send, donations through that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, is just getting the word out there and letting people know that this is
That's
going
right.
on. So that's
Yeah.
what we'll definitely do that and put that info up on the screen. And tell me a little bit about kind of the historical significance of the Port Arthur General and why it's so important to you to preserve this.
Well, first of all, like I say, I graduated from the General, so it's very close to my heart. And I think that the General Hospital in itself contributed huge to this community. I mean, our former guest, Dr. Cahoon and Kathy Cahoon, did mention some of the events. Dr. Lai, 25 years ago, back in the old General, started cardiac care.
Mm-hmm.
And look at where we are today at the new regional hospital. So that's huge. And of course, like Dr. Cahoon said earlier, we will be doing open heart surgery here, I would say maybe in 5 years or more. And of course, our famous Terry Fox ended up
Absolutely.
when he took ill on his run outside in the Shunya Township. They brought him to the General Hospital emergency room, and that's where they diagnosed that the cancer had gone to his lung. So Terry Fox is known worldwide.
Absolutely.
So that's where he was.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the cancer care, that was the beginning of cancer care in northwestern Ontario with the radiation, the cobalt, we called it the cobalt bomb, donated by Senator Patterson. And of course, in 1948, when the huge elevator explosion took place, all the injured men went there.
Right.
And the West Wing wasn't even prepared for them, but that was
Wow.
interesting how they cared for all those injured men.
Incredible. Yeah. So very, very important for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Shirley, for being on the show today, and also to Dr. and Mrs. Cahoon for sharing all your memories and all the info on the Port Arthur General and its rich history, and for all the work that you're doing to remember that. I think that's really important, that, we can only do better with where we're going if we always remember where we came from.
Exactly. yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with all of your campaign and with getting that rolling, and I'm sure the
Okay.
community can get out and hopefully go and visit the monument next time we visit.
And we're looking for donations.
Absolutely. So make sure that you donate. We'll put the website on the screen that you can make a donation or watch for their upcoming events to get out and support. Thanks for watching today, and be sure to watch next week with more on In Your Neighborhood.